Okay, it's recording. Can you see it's recording? Right, so let me start.
Yes.
Sharing my screen. I hope we can all see it. Njoki, is it cool?
Yes, we can.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So R-Ladies Gaborone was started by Ishmael and me, Simisani. We met at the University of Botswana in the computer science department, and we grew closer after attending the data carpentry workshop in Italy, where R is used for academic research. And we recently became also affiliated with the Computer Society of Botswana, which is also a nonprofit organization at the University of Botswana. I think some of us may have heard of it. For those of you who are attending, who are studying at UB. So the co-founders, like I said, are Untiretsi and I. We're both, well, I was a teaching assistant at UB. She should be graduating on this year at the end of the month. You can follow her in Twitter at OnTZ, and as well as me at Simisani10. We both get in touch with people in the data science community. That's where we actually met. That's where I actually met Njoki Njuki. She knows a lot of people in the data science community. So she's also somebody to follow. So R-Ladies Gaborone is a chapter, or it's a community in the city. It's part of an R-Ladies global organization, which Njoki will be telling us about later. You can see our social media pages there. It has a lot of content related to data science, data analysis, and what's going on in data science in Africa and in Gaborone. You can find us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Meetup, where we met, as well as Facebook. So as I was saying here, this is the structure of the R-Ladies organization. So we are here, we are called a chapter or a community. And within that chapter, we have our learners, the teachers, developers, any R practitioner. And you can see our parent is the R-Ladies Global founders who are in London and San Francisco. So the goal for R-Ladies Gaborone is that we encourage underrepresented groups using R and in data science to have support and provide a space to connect to other like-minded people around the world to achieve their programming potential. So it's also part of Botswana's Vision 2036 pillar, the first pillar, which is to move from a resource-based economy to a knowledge-based economy, to provide a skill sets in data analysis for Botswana to compete on a global scale and increase your opportunity to getting involved in projects and programs around the world. So in this space, this is where we can collaborate and meet other like-minded art practitioners, just like Njoki, and also to discuss plans on how we can take data science and use it actually to grow the economy of Botswana and also get work, because data science is becoming a popular trend. I think there was a conversation at UB where they were trying to build a curriculum in the computer science department. I don't know how far they are, but because this is setting up, this is a good way where we connect, get involved in projects, and also find job opportunities. So data science is needed and is used at the banks such as Mascom, FNB, at BIHL Group. There are some data science. There are data science statisticians who use data science to track and monitor their customers' behaviors. And insurance people have to take out insurance policies, and that's what they need to track, as well as at Mascom. As you can see, the data is, just 2 years ago, they needed data science interns. And as you can see there, they need programming languages such as R and Python. If you're not so proficient in R, you can always use Python. They need areas such as data pre-processing, data analysis. So this is the place where you can get involved in projects, as well as also find some mentors who can help you in your data science skill set. So as like any other nonprofit organization, we do have a code of conduct. So that means we have to treat one another with respect. So we don't condone any cyberbullying, unwanted attention. We don't condone threats of violence. And if someone says no, no is no. If you don't want someone calling you all the time or DMing, you can most definitely let us know. You can send us a link through the R-Ladies Gaborone, and you can even take it higher to R-Ladies Global. Njoki will be telling us about that. So I don't know if you've heard of what happened with Dave Chappelle's show called The Closer, which was canceled on Netflix because he was saying a lot of offensive things, making offensive jokes about the transgender community. And that's what we don't want. We need to respect one another, respect our spaces, especially from our boys, so they can be a camaraderie. So for the future events, we plan to have a lot more meetups and physically as well, because during this time, the coronavirus, we're not supposed to be sitting too close to one another. So this is the perfect time to actually read up on it. So when we do meet, we know what we're talking about. So at the end of the month, we have somebody called Mariano Cubero. Untiretsi and I actually met her during the Italy workshop. So she was kind enough to present something on forecasting and data visualization. She's part of the R-Ladies San Jose in Costa Rica, as well as Girls and Sides in Latin America. We also plan to have a YouTube channel, not to get, yes, the point is to get a lot of subscribers, a lot of views, but also if you miss a meetup, you can go to our YouTube channel and you can maybe download it and go through it for future references, share it with your friends. And if you want to go through a topic, you can always go to our future YouTube channel. The future events we have planned up will be next, apart from Mariana later this month, there'll be another one next month in December, another lady. Her name is Michela Ciameletti from Italy. She's a lecturer in the University of Trieste. You have yours truly, me. I'll be presenting on data cleaning using R, the packages that are used for data pre-processing. We have another one in February from a brother of ours from Tunisia. His name is Munem. He's actually studying his PhD in medical science, I think, in biology. He'll be presenting on data analysis in the medical field. And we also have another friend of ours, Dr. Javier Palacio Finish. He always makes fun of me when I can't pronounce his name. He's a lecturer at the University of Barcelona, and he'll be taking us through how we can keep up to date in R. So if you haven't yet, please like, follow, and share in our social media places in Meetup, in Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, where you can find all kinds of content. You can reach out to us. And if you want to be an organizer, if you want to also follow the previous speakers who I just talked about, who'll be presenting, you can definitely find them on our social media pages. I think that's all from me. I don't know if Untiretsi is here. Untiretsi, are you here? If you are here, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, I hope you can hear me very well. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. Can I keep my screen off for now?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Thank you so much, Simisani Ndawa, for the presentation, and I would like to also thank and welcome Njoki, sorry for the pronunciation. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you taking time off to be with us today for our very first meetup launch. Thank you so much. My name is Untret Ishmael, as Simisani has already introduced me. I'm the co-founder with Simisani Ndawa for R-Ladies Gaborone. Completed my master's in computer science from University of Botswana. I'll soon graduating this November, and here in Botswana. So I'll be brief so that we allow Njoki to start her introduction. Also, before I end that, let me thank also those who managed to join our first meetup here. I can see Liseho Ngoma, Zana, Liseho Kiwoki. I can also see Emanuela. These are very enthusiastic young ladies who want to see data science being And also I saw Millicent, I don't know if she's still there, and others who are around here, who I can't see their name now. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us. This is our very first meetup, but we're hoping for the best in future. You know, when we start things for the first things, you normally see that people are having problems in joining us. You can see that today there was a lot of, you know, going to Meetup and then coming here in Zoom, and so much mix up, but we hope for the best in future. Thank you so much, ladies. And please feel free to join us for other events and for also suggesting things that we can also use or to improve our message delivery or our group here. Thank you so much, guys. Simisana, I think your speaker is on mute.
Okay, can you hear me now? That's embarrassing. Thank you for letting me know. Right. Okay, yes, thank you so much. As I was saying, thank you so much, Unti, for introducing everyone. I didn't mean, I think I forgot to introduce everybody, but that's okay. We're all here, and without much further ado, we'll hand over to Njoki. Njoki, I'll let you introduce yourself a bit more, but Njoki is a data scientist from Kenya, and R-Ladies Nairobi is like one of the most popular and the most active R community in the world. If you just look at their Twitter account, they have connections and they know people from Australia, they know people from Latin America, and we can learn a lot from her. She's a very kind person. So after she has her presentation, we will be taking questions. Feel free, just write them down, and during her talk, we'll be also getting down your questions. And okay, right, let me stop talking. Let me just hand it over to you, Njoki.
Oh, okay, confirm that you can hear me and see me, but I may have to switch off my video because of connection. But just for now, confirm that you can see me and hear me.
Yes, we can see you, Njoki. Thank you.
Yes, we see you.
Awesome. Okay, so thank you so much, Simisani and Ontie. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Just as you have a problem pronouncing mine, trust me, I'm also having a challenge pronouncing yours. Okay, so I am Njoki, just Njoki. Yeah, I go by my African name, but if it is a challenge, you can easily call me my English name. But I am insisting that I'm going by my African name. So I can go right ahead and share my screen. But allow me during the presentation, just a minute. I want to... Okay. Okay, sorry about that. I am trying to see how I can make okay. So I've switched off my video for now so that the connection is way stronger. I'll switch it on during the Q&A session. So thank you so much, Simisani and Ontie, for allowing me to be the guest speaker for today's event. And thank you to all the participants who have joined us today. We are super grateful that you spared some time and joined us as we launch the R-Ladies Gaborone. So I have prepared some slides, and my slides, I have made them to be way more like a friendly vibe and a relaxed vibe. Yeah, so first of all, let me congratulate you for the start of this chapter. Yay, congratulations. This is such a great thing to do, so that we continue spreading the art gospel and ensuring that we're promoting gender diversity, not only to ladies, but also to the minority groups. Okay, so
thank you so much, Njoki.
Awesome. Okay, so for this particular session that I have prepared, this is the overview. I'll firstly give you a brief, an introduction about what R-Ladies Global is, and secondly, I'll also give you a brief history of who our founder is, and lastly, how basically R-Ladies Global started. Secondly, I'll give you insights about R-Ladies Nairobi, basically what we have done for us to be successful, the past year, and what we intend to do in the incoming years. Thirdly, as a chapter of R-Ladies Global, I'll give you just a few tips on how you are like a stepping stone towards building an R community. Fourthly, I'll talk to us in general, how we can all get involved in the community, not only as the organizers, but also as the participants. And lastly, I'll mention briefly about Rfiditasai and basically the R4DS community. Before I proceed, I want to acknowledge the following people. Shannon Pilegi and Ryan Metcalf contributed majorly into ensuring that the slides are well put, they make sense, and they're grammatically correct. Well, English is not my first language, but I ought to articulate myself well, hence reaching out to the two. I also want to acknowledge Vebash, Paloma, and Shelmith. So this Shelmith is part of R-Ladies Nairobi. She has contributed majorly into putting my thoughts together for me to come up with the slides. And for Vebash and Paloma were our guest speakers as we launched R-Ladies Nairobi, and they contributed majorly into the overflow of the slides. So let me mention myself, basically like talk about myself. So that lady that you can see on the left, that's me. So hello, I am Njoki Njuki. I am a second year student at Hasselt University. I am pursuing Masters of Science in Statistics and Data Science, however, specializing in the statistics track. I am also a trainer of data management and analysis and basic statistics at Training Center in Communication, which is located at University of Nairobi. Additionally, I am the organizer and co-founder of R-Ladies Nairobi, which is part of R-Ladies Global, as we know. And lastly, aside school and work, I enjoy reading books, scientific books, or basically just growth books. I also enjoy reading blogs about advances in scientific research. There is a blog that I have subscribed called Nature Briefing. And to be honest, I usually wait for the emails every night. It's something that mind blows me every time I read what other researchers have done. I am also part of a book club under the R4DS learning community. And I'm part of the book club where we're studying the Rfiditasai book. Also, I am eyeing to join the second cohort of learning statistics with R and also ggplots. Yeah, but I'll start with learning statistics with R and then later join ggplots. If you want to connect with me, so let's connect via my Twitter account. So that is at Lucy Njoki Njuki. You can also join me via LinkedIn. That is the link shown. And also you can send me an email via lucynjokinjuki@gmail.com. Okay. So R-Ladies Global. I want to say just a few things about R-Ladies Global in terms of what is R-Ladies Global, who was our founder, and just a brief history about it and how you can participate in the R-Ladies community. So R-Ladies Global is a worldwide organization with a mission to promote gender diversity in the R community. And this is because the R community do suffer from underrepresentation in almost every role. That is from the users, leaders, developers, conference speakers, and educators. So R-Ladies was founded in October 1st, 2012 by Gabriele Di Curezo. The very first meetup did take place in San Francisco, California, in the US. This led to the creation of R-Ladies Global, which was born after awarded grants in September 2016. Currently, R-Ladies has grown to 212 chapters in 60 countries with over 80,000 members. So you can see it is, when we were starting our chapter, it was just about 60,000. And now you can see in the period of 1 year, we have got as many members as 80,000. So as a chapter of R-Ladies Global, that is R-Ladies Gaborone and R-Ladies Nairobi, we are guided with the code of conduct provided by R-Ladies Global. And this is to ensure that the environment is a safe place, free of harassment, that we are here to interact train and learn, yes, and also participate in like conferences and so on. Lastly, if you want to participate in the R-Ladies community, you can join the R-Ladies directory. Here is just a Google form that you fill in and you will be added in the R-Ladies directory. You can also join the R-Ladies Slack channel, the R-Ladies community Slack channel, which the link is provided here. So once you have the link, once you have the slides, you can easily just click on it and you will see the links will take you to where you can join in and where you can fill the Google form. Please take some time and read the code of conduct, because it's strictly a harassment-free environment, and we can only do so by following the code of conduct provided by R-Ladies Global. Okay, so this is a map that is in the website of R-Ladies. So my intention of showing you the map is to show you the 212 chapters that are distributed worldwide. Like in Africa, the purple is existing chapter and the gray is where the R-Ladies is not yet existing in, there's no any chapter existing in that particular country. So we can see here in Africa where we have our Gaborone over here. So we have I counted to have about 17 chapters in Africa. And it's my hope that in the next few years, more chapters do join in and have like what we have in the Northern America or in the Southern America. As you can see, it's full like of purple, where it means there's an existing chapter in that particular country. So if you want more information about R-Ladies Global, please do visit the websites that I have provided here, and you learn more about who are the leadership team, the global leadership team, and also who are, because from the R-Ladies leadership team, you can check if you need a mentor as a chapter, if you need like a mentor to guide you, you can easily see under the global leadership team, there is a mentor, and that will be really grateful. So you get to learn more about the R-Ladies Global. I have just spoken a few things. All right, so let's get to talk about R-Ladies Nairobi, just briefly. R-Ladies Nairobi was well established in August. It was in August 8th, 2020. We are currently celebrating our first anniversary. If you want to join us for that event, please click on the link and it will take you to our Meetup page where you can join, you can register, and later the Zoom link and details will be sent. So this is the team. This is Maggie, myself, there's Faith, and lastly, Shell. So how has the success of R-Ladies Nairobi been contributed? Firstly, due to teamwork and organization. What I mean by teamwork is we have got different tasks. For example, posting on social media, looking for speakers, talking to speakers. We separate the tasks according to our strengths. So let me just give an example of Maggie do handle the social media. So the good posts and the awesome posters that you see, it is thanks to Maggie. And Faith contributes majorly by talking to our trainers. She converses with our trainers such that if we need anything from our trainer, she provides us with that. And Shell brings major contribution by informing us how whatever the decision we're making is making sense and it is best for the chapter. Okay, and what I mean by organization here is we firstly, at the beginning of every year, for example, like in 2021, we did come up with a calendar of what kind of training do we want to hold? Do we want to collaborate with other chapters? And if so, how can we go about it? And also we are organized such that we have got monthly meetups. Yes, so it is like a chapter you can decide we want to have monthly meetups or we want to have meetups after 2 months. That's just an organization based on a chapter. Also, we well document the documents, yes, where we have got a GitHub, the GitHub link provided by the R-Ladies Global. We use it to upload the materials, the learning resources, such that anyone can join. Anyone who didn't make to join the meetup can easily check the materials, or you can later refer to it. We also have a Google Drive where we put literally every document, so that if any one of us is to transfer, at least the next leadership team can easily just follow the suit and see what we have done previously. This cannot be done without communication. So communication is a very important aspect in organizing a successful chapter. We communicate, and it doesn't have to be like a phone call. We make it whatever that works for us. So if WhatsApp works for us, we use WhatsApp. If Twitter works for us, we use Twitter. There are literally a gazillion of platforms that you can use to communicate among us. And through the organization of R-Ladies Nairobi, we created lifelong friendships. Personally, I have now 3 more friends in the list of the few friends that I have, and it's quite exciting to meet someone whom you think alike. So like we are like-minded people, and it really motivates you to keep on doing the best for the chapter and also personal growth. Lastly, as a chapter, we have collaborated with other chapters. Just to mention, we recently collaborated with about 5 other R-Ladies chapters, and which led to R-Ladies Africa, but that is a topic where the conversation is to proceed next year. We have also collaborated with Nairobi R User Group, and we recently held the first Saturday R conference in Nairobi, and it was such a successful event. You can check our YouTube accounts, you can check our social media platforms, and you will see the conference because it was such an awesome lineup. So if it makes sense, you may want to know how to improve your data visualization. We had such a talk by Dr. Ilya. You can easily check that out and see the slides that he provided and how you can go about improving your plots. Sorry. Okay, so as R-Ladies Gaborone, I plan to give, in this slide, I plan to give you just a few tips onto how, like a stepping stone, onto how you can build R-Ladies, you can build into the R community. So first of all, please worry not about the number of participants at the very start. If it is 1 person or 2 people who will be joining you for that particular meetup, please do go ahead and make it a successful one. Like I've said, rather have a workable plan of what you want to achieve as a chapter. So if you have decided to have monthly meetups, please go, even though last month only 5 people did join, please go ahead and have this other meetup that will be happening this month, irrespective of the number of participants that did join the previous month. Yeah, don't be discouraged. The numbers will increase, as you proceed. So how can you go about looking for trainers and speakers as a chapter? You can use the R-Ladies directory. Like I've said, you can easily join in. And if you look at the R-Ladies directory, those who have registered, they say if they would like to be a speaker or not. So you can, that is like a must option. It's a required field. So once you check that, you can, and they give you a way to communicate. Some people prefer Twitter, others prefer LinkedIn, others prefer email. You can just reach out using the platform that works for them. You can also look for Twitter. You can also look for trainers using these two hashtags on Twitter. This is the R-Stats and there's the Tidy Tuesday. If you check this out, for the Tidy Tuesday, you get to see what other plots people have made. I'll talk about Tidy Tuesday in the next slide. And the R-Stats people ask for help, but you can see persons commenting about what they've done. So if it is, for example, a particular topic in survival data analysis, you can just click on the search R-Stats and you can see what people have said about survival data analysis, and you can easily approach them and have a chat and see if you can have him, her, or they as a speaker. Secondly, you can look for speakers through the conferences. For example, you can look at the R Studio 2021 or User R 2021, see who are the speakers, who are the trainers, and through that, you can look for them on social media, or they have provided their email address, reach out to them and request them to be trainers. Trust me, they'll easily respond to your email and you can go ahead and have such a meetup. And lastly, you can look for speakers stroke trainers via the book clubs. I'll talk about book clubs in the next few slides. I've personally reached out to one of a colleague in a book club and requested him to be our trainer in the very first meetup of January of 2022. Again, small steps make significant difference in the long run. And this is well summarized with this Swahili saying that says, kidogo kidogo hujaza kibaba. This means that today you have had 4 meetups, or like a meetup till the end of the year, because it's just a month, then the year ends. That is one step. As you proceed in the incoming years, you will continue having meetups and continue preaching the R gospel to as many people as possible. And if you come, as we'll be coming next year, a time like now to celebrate your first anniversary, you will see the significant differences you have made as a chapter in the R community. And promoting gender diversity, such that we have got many females and minority group members joining the R community. Feel free to ask any question. Okay, so as a participant, or rather even as an organizer, how can I get involved in the R community? I have suggested a few things that you can do. So first of all, you can participate in the Tidy Tuesday, which was created by Dr. Thomas Mock. So what is Tidy Tuesday? Tidy Tuesday is a hashtag. Like if you just search Tidy Tuesday on Twitter, it's a data set that is provided. I'll try share the link. Yeah, the official website to it. It's a data set that is provided by Dr. Thomas Mock. And for this data set, you ought to make sense out of it by making plots. And you can even go right ahead from even the exploratory data analysis into the modeling bits. Through participating in Tidy Tuesday, first of all, it is a very great way to learn and practice unknown skills. Secondly, you get to see what others have done. I find this to be such mind-blowing, like someone else has thought to interpret this, to make sense out of this data in this way, yet you decided to make sense out of this data in another way. You can also ask for help. And how can you go about asking for help? You can use the R Studio community. This is the link. You can also use for help in the GitHub. You can also ask for help, from Stack Overflow. There's R-Stats again, and you can also join the Rfiditasai Slack channel. The link to this Slack channel, it's in the very last slide, so worry not, I'll have it. And with this in mind, note that our community is very friendly. So please go right ahead and ask. There is no silly question. But before you ask, I'd suggest you search in this, for example, in the R Studio community webpage, and see if the question you have, someone has already asked and it has been answered, so that you don't have to duplicate that question. But if you need more clarification, you can just ask for more clarification. I have personally asked a question on GitHub, and I ended up answering that question after finding the solution in RStudio, because in the GitHub conversation, the question hadn't been answered. So I thought, well, I'm pretty sure some few years down the line, there's someone who will have the same problem, and it's best that they know the solution does exist. So if you find a solution and it has solved your bug, you can add it as a solution to a question that has been asked. And with this in mind, answering questions is also a great way to participate in the R community. All right, finally, in this text box, you can see that it's best to participate in the R conferences. So the R conferences are held yearly. I've personally joined the User R 2021 conference and RStudio 2021. Trust to me, they are such awesome way to learn, interact, and you get to see what others have done. Like, you get to know what is being done in the R community. I have added the R medicine conference, but I added it because in the biostatistics fields, yeah, joining the R conference, the R medicine made sense. But if it doesn't work for you, that's still okay. There's so many other conferences that do exist. Yeah. And if, for example, you don't have enough money to pay for the conference fee, worry not. You can apply for the diversity scholarship. So you can check on the User R websites and the RStudio and R Medicine, or even as they send out the registration for these conferences, they add the diversity scholarship. So you can easily go and apply and participate. I've personally been awarded a diversity scholar for RStudio and R Medicine. How else can you participate? Can you get involved in the R community? You can by doing pet projects, like pet projects that I was informed by Shalmit, that is the reason as to why I added it here. So I have created a simple Shiny app to track how COVID-19 pandemic was evolving in Kenya. So this is the link to the app. How did I learn to create Shiny app? I learned by participating in the R-Ladies Cape Town Meetup sometime last year. Additionally, I've submitted a Shiny app in the R Shiny Contest 2021. So the app was basically an epidemiological model, the SEIR, and it was the age structure explicit. The app was a bit heavy, so I had to pay for it to be hosted by rshiny.io. However, I have the link to my submission, but the app, I had to convert it into a Flex dashboard at the moment. So what can I say about my pet projects? And this is just to mention, there are so many other things that I've done. This is just to mention. This was such a learning experience. It was such a learning experience. To mention, when I was creating the Shiny app, I needed to add documentation to my Shiny app, and I didn't know how to go about it, because previously I had just created a Shiny app with no documentation. But for this, I needed to include a documentation. And through this process, I learned of how I can embed an R Markdown in a Shiny app to have it as my documentation. And through this, I also learned how other people have used, other contestants have used, for example, Java, they used the D3, they used so many other different softwares to bring an app to be attractive. That is the one thing that I learned with mine. It was not that attractive on the user end, but that is something I intend to improve. Secondly, you can get involved in the R community. Thirdly, you can get involved in the R community through networking. I interact with minimum of 2 to 3 persons each conference. This is very important to build your network. It is very important. You can communicate if the Slack channel is provided. You can reach out to one or two, depending on you, like depending on the person. You can also participate in meetups. Please do check out all the meetups happening worldwide, hosted by the different R-Ladies chapters in this link. Okay, and lastly is about how R is used for data science. So let me define what data science is. Data science is a field that allows us to turn raw data into understanding, insight, and knowledge. And we can use our software to do so. So we can use our software. So this is basically the data science process where you import data, you tidy the data, you transform it. If it's long, wide, whatever, you visualize it using ggplots or way more advanced plots. Lastly, you model it so that you create a relationship, for example, between weight and age, depending on your research question. And you can also transform. You can also do transformation. And just in case where the model assumptions haven't been satisfied, you can do some transformation to ensure that that has been satisfied. And lastly, you have to communicate, because we don't do this for our sake, but you do it so that you communicate with others and tell them of the results you found. The source of this picture was from the R for Data Science book, and this is the data science process. And with that in mind, there is a very good book that you can read by Dr. Hadley Wickham and Dr. Garrett Grolemund. And this is the book. It is you can easily access it. You don't have to pay for it. All you need is internet, and you can easily read it. Lastly, you can join the Rfiditasai community, and this is the link. The reason as to why I included this is now where the book clubs come in. Book clubs are a great way, so you don't have to learn alone. You can learn with a team, and also you can be a curator for a specific chapter. And with this, it will force you to read and try and understand. But the good thing is, if a particular section doesn't make sense to you, we have got very awesome mentors such as John Hammond who can guide you. So please do join the Rfiditasai and join the Slack channel. When you join the Slack channel, there's so many book clubs existing. There is, like I mentioned, there is learning statistics with R. There is a ggplot. There is one for mastering Shiny. There is advanced R, and there are mentors that do guide us. So you're not alone, and you get to interact with others. You see, like you'll be building your network as well. Okay, so thank you so much. This slide is to tell you, like, love to learn. I personally love to learn. With this learning, but there's love to learn. So I love to learn, and I would encourage you all to love to learn. Ensure that on a daily basis, you can learn something new, and you can use the hashtag #RStats to learn something new. You can use the conferences. You can check out what trainings have been carried, because they're made publicly, so you can have a chance to watch the videos. And if you need more clarification, the trainers and the mentors and speakers have left a way that you can reach out to them. So it could be Twitter, it could be LinkedIn, it could be an email address. You can easily just reach out to them and ask a question. And I've personally asked, like I did watch for the user art conference, I did watch some other talk where the trainer created a 3D map. Like you can project that map onto a surface. So you code it, but then you project it onto a surface, and you can see. You see, like how in movies you move, things. The one is moving the plots and whatnot. So you can easily do that. All right, I can turn on my video and answer any question that's, yeah.
Fine, Njuki, thank you so much for that presentation. It was so informative. Do we have any questions from anybody? Please feel free.
Njoki, thank you so much for the presentation. That was awesome. Well, let me take this moment to also allow those. Okay, Simi, thank you for that. Okay, let me allow those who want to ask question and also introduce themselves. Emanuela, do you have anything to say? Emanuela, are you there?
Hello. Hello.
Hello, can hear you.
Yes. Oh no, thank you for the presentation. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I think it's really interesting how R is used, and I'm hoping that in future we'll be able to have more of these and able to actually practice using R. Yes, that's all I have to say. But thank you.
You forgot to introduce yourself to Njoki. You know, in future we can always collaborate in writing papers. So Emanuela, a brief introduction, is a computer science graduate from Department of Computer Science. She specializes in machine learning and data science. She's one of my colleagues, and she's very good in machine learning and programming languages.
Nice to meet you, Emanuela. I am also, as R-Ladies Nairobi, we look forward to collaborating with R-Ladies Gaborone come next year. And I will ensure that people have been trained and have understood and build friendships as well. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Awesome.
I also have, Liso, are you there? Millie, are you there?
Which Lesoro?
You, anyway, any of you can speak. Nkomazana or Kibokile is still fine. Thank you, ladies.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lesoro Kibokile from the University of Botswana. I'm studying BSc with computing in finance, with finance.
Thank you, Lisa. What do you have any question?
No, ma'am, I don't have any questions so far.
Ask Njoki anything. She's here for you guys.
Indeed.
I really don't have questions.
What are you hoping to learn from us?
The basics of R, because it was the first time I heard about this when you invited us at the labs.
All right. So thank you so much, Kibokile. So Nkomazana, do you have anything to say now?
Good morning. I'm Lesoro Nkomazana. I'm also studying computing with finance at the University of Botswana. And all I can say is I'm happy to be a part of this. I recently started learning R, so this is very exciting. Thank you for the presentation, Njoki Njuki.
Okay, let me go over. Thank you so much, Liso. Let me go over to Millicent, and let me also welcome Masina here. Masina is also part of our users. Remember at the beginning, I also introduced the R users, which is our team, collaborative team here. They started R in Gaborone, and we also wanted to start R-Ladies. So it's more like we are going to work together, not competing. Okay, thank you. Millie, do you have anything to ask or say?
I'm just grateful for the presentation, and I hope to learn more about R from now. I'm even interested in data science. Maybe I could know how R and data science go hand in hand. Even when you're talking about data visualization, stuff like that, where does R fit in that? So I'm thankful for the presentations, and I'm a student at the University of Botswana studying computing with finance.
Let me give Njoki this opportunity to at least simplify how R can be used in data science so that you can get the glimpse of how you can be interested actually in now starting to use R for data science. Njoki, over to you. Thank you.
Yes, so thank you, Millicent, for that question. Indeed, yes, R can be used in the, you remember you said that data science, it's the process where, let me just share my screen just a minute so that I can explain as, can confirm that you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, Njoki,
Yeah,
we
it's
see it.
visible.
Awesome, awesome. So data science, it's basically a process where a data can be in Excel, can be in whatever format that you can get, can be from a database, get it into R in a format that, so it's just a format as it is, but then you have to tidy it up. And through this book by Dr. Hadley, explains very well what is a tidy data. So basically a tidy data implies that the observations are on the rows and the variables that you're collecting are on the columns. And the data is structured such that it's in table format. So how can you use R? You use R to first of all import the data through tidyverse package created by Dr. Hadley. You can import the data. If it is in Excel, you can import using the reader R package, which is part of the tidyverse package. You can import a CSV file. Sorry, for the CSV file is where you use the reader package, and there are also other packages tailored to import other kind of data. Sorry, and so once you have the data cleaned, and all this can be done in R. This software, the R software, is a very powerful software because first of all, there are existing so many packages that enable you to import a data as it is. And secondly, it allows you to create the data from the format you have imported to a tidy format, such that it's not that you are told to always have it as tidy, but it is easier for the other packages that have been developed. For example, if you want to do an EDA, you use the ggplot2 package, which provides very beautiful plots. So at first, our software was built for statisticians, as people thought, but now our software is used for computing and statistical analysis. You can check cheat sheets, and through checking that, you can easily know how can I go about it. If you haven't understood how you can go about it, or rather it's something new, you can either ask a question on the RStudio, you can ask on GitHub, Stack Overflow, RStats, and the R4DS Slack channel. So once you have done some EDA, which is part of the data science process, you have to model it. You can decide to model it. How is the blood pressure influenced as you go older? You can go ahead and do a linear regression model, and fit it. No, this is not the modeling bit. And remember, all this can be done in R. So you're not moving into other softwares. You're just doing it in R. And once that is done, you can communicate using R itself. There is the R Markdown. And R Markdown allows us to make reports. So it is like you can do all this in just R. I don't have to go into like Word, or go into Word to create reports, or go into, for example, like how I used PowerPoint to create these slides. You can use R to create very nice PowerPoints as well. And at first, it might seem quite overwhelming because you may not know how to start, but start small. You can decide that I want to learn, for this week, I want to learn how to import different types of data. The following month, I decide, let me learn how to make my data tidy. The other week I can decide, now my data is in a wide format. I need it to be in a long format. So now that's when transformation comes about. Lastly, you'll be like, okay, now my data is well transformed. It is in the right format that I want, but now I have to make sense out of it, because if I just have the data, it doesn't make sense to the rest. It makes sense to you, but doesn't make sense to, if I'm to come and ask you, show me what the data is telling you. You can use the visualizations. You can also use summary statistics, for example, mean median. You can also build an association or prediction using models. And if assumptions haven't been, if you've done model diagnostics and you see that the assumptions they have not been satisfied, you can transform, you can make some transformation, and then you visualize again, and then you model again. And if the assumptions have been satisfied, and then you can communicate. This whole process can be done in R. I don't have to use other, like for example, I don't have to use the Word to create my report. I can just use the R Markdown and then knit it such that it gives me our document, or knit it to give me a PDF. Does that make sense? So R is a very powerful development. R works for us. Oh, my connection is unstable, so let me switch off my video. Okay. Yeah, I hope Millicent, I've answered the question. Please don't feel overwhelmed. I also didn't know how to start. I did R in my undergraduate, but basically we're taught the base R package, just very few things about R. But when you get to the ground, things are different. You need to create not only the base plots, but you need to create more beautiful plots. And that's why you can learn about ggplots. You can check out, he's called Dr. Cedric on Twitter. And he does very awesome plots, and he guides into creating very good visualizations. So worry not about, understand how you want to learn. As a computer scientist in the finance department, how can I go about the whole of data science process? And know that, be encouraged that this whole process can be done in R. And it's an open source, so I don't have to pay for it. I can make my reports and be sure that my boss or my supervisor will be able to look at the reports and make sense out of it. Please allow me to, Margaret Wanjiru is here with us. Maggie, please say hi. Maggie is her. Maggie, I'm putting you on the spotlight. My apologies. But please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, Lucy. Hi, everyone. Lucy, you bombarded me. I wasn't intending to speak.
I know.
Yeah. I'm just here to just support and listen through the first ever meetup event for R-Ladies Gaborone, which is an amazing thing to happen in 2021. Congratulations all. And yeah, thank you, Lucy, for taking the team through teamwork, collaboration, and just how these meetup events help build a network of learners, mentors, and eventually leaders within the R community, not forgetting that we are supporting the minor gender R enthusiasts in just developing their programming potential. So it's an amazing event. Congratulations again. I'm excited for this, and I hope that we collaborate together at R-Ladies Nairobi and Gaborone in future meetup events. So yeah, that's all from me. Yeah.
Thank you, Maggie, and I'm so sorry for putting you on the spotlight.
No problem.
Thank you, Maggie, from R-Ladies Gaborone. We are looking forward to collaborating with you guys. For any event, please feel free to invite us. Okay, Ladies, and before I can cross over to Simisan for the close-up. It's been 1 hour and some minutes to allow people. It's weekend, isn't it? So that people can go out now. Let me just say, Mr. Masina, can you say hello to us before I can hand over to Simisani for closing up?
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Hello.
Thank you so much. I joined late. We're having problems with the connections. It's so interesting to see ladies getting much into ARA, which is what we want. We want ladies who are developing, who are helping data scientists. I'm so pleased. May you please send the recording to me and Campbell, because Campbell could not get in. There's no power where he is. Thank you so much.
I spoke to Mr. Campbell and yeah, he confirmed that. Thank you. Well, let me thank you all, ladies from University of Botswana. Let me say that we are going to introduce you to our studio bit by bit, and I'm going to invite more ladies so that now we can start to use our studio and R for data analytics and for other things. I also want to, before I hand over to Simi, to thank Njuki for her time. Thank you so much. I'm very emotional now. And thank you also, Margaret, to support your colleague here. It's a very good thing. We know it's weekend and people are out there. And for you, thank you so much for the team. I could see that she was also presenting how you guys are collaborating as a team for R-Ladies Nairobi. I'm very happy for that. And it's something that me and Simsani, we are also working on to make sure that R-Ladies Gaborone is a very stable and commendable group, and here in Africa and also in Botswana. Well, Njoki, before I could cross over, let me just say, please feel free to invite us to any event, meetup event, and anything. We'd like to support you guys, and we also love for you guys to support us. Come as a team, join our meetups. Let's make it a working thing for us here in Africa. Let also not to depend on other continents. I could see that me and Simisani, we are busy inviting people from as far as North America, South America, and Tunisia. We are also inviting other people from other, but let it make it work here also in Africa. Let us also believe in ourselves. You know, we can do this. Not that I don't want us to invite them, but please feel free to also invite us. And we are planning a physical, what is it? Simpson help physical
meetup.
Yeah, physical meetup next year, which will be held here in University of Botswana. If we have enough resources, we'd like for you guys to join us here. Okay, we are still planning on that, because we believe that sometimes when we have people and we can interact physical, sometimes it's better that way, and people, they learn fast. And yeah, thank you so much. Simisani, take over for the close-up and everything, so that people can go. They've been here for quite some.
You're on mute. Simisan, you're on mute. We can't hear you.
Okay, it's happened again. Right. Yes, thank you, Auntie. Njoki, I can't thank you enough for presenting and for introducing us to the R community and how R is connected to data science. I'm also getting emotional. And yes, as I was saying, the recording will be provided in the, I don't know whether to be Meetup or I should send you all individually, but it will be provided to you all. Yes, feel free to join the next Meetup. Will be on the 27th. We'll be with Mariana Kubera. She'll be talking about data visualization. I think one of the participants was asking about data visualization, so that should be very interesting to watch. And yes, thank you all for coming. If there aren't any more questions, I just wanted to ask one question. When is I know we've set for the weekend at 10 o'clock, but is there any other time you think you guys would like to attend, like during the week after 5? Emanuela? Listen.
No, I'm good with Saturday 10 o'clock because during the weekdays we are very busy at school.
Oh, okay. All right. So I think the weekend is all right. Yes. So I think
about evening session, because remember the doctor from the meetup we attended last week, they were saying in New Zealand that sometimes they do the meetup at night because that's when people are free. So I was asking if maybe we can do a questionnaire to suggest or to ask if people are free at night, because sometimes after supper or dinner you have time to relax and listen to this, because mostly people shop on weekend, especially on month end. Remember, 27th people are getting paid, so they go out on weekends. So yeah, we'll see how to go about it.
Yes, and Auntie, when you go to UB, can you ask like the students when they'll be free? And I know we've said for weekends, but you'll just ask their take, get their take on.
Yes, I will definitely do that. Thank you.
All right. So yes, I think we are done. Thank you again, Maggie, for coming, Mr. Masina, Lisero, Millicent. Yes, Njoki, can't thank you enough. And yes, we will see each other in the next meetup event. Thank you all for coming.
Yes, thank you as well for inviting me, and thank you all for listening to me. I am happy that you have learned one or two things from me. So I look forward to joining your meetups and collaborating with the chapter. Yeah. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.